Chapter 1. Journey. On the farthest edge of the solar system, Cosmo drifted silently in the cold expanse of space, cloaked by darkness. From a distance, it appeared as nothing more than a rogue planet unbound by the gravitational pull of a star, but within its core, life thrived in the form of the dwellers. Their world had been a self-sustaining marvel for millennia, a technological wonder hidden from the rest of the universe. Lonni stood in the preparation bay of the Watcher, her slender form bathed in the pale light emanating from the vessel's energy core. Like all dwellers, her skin shimmered, reflecting light like polished silver. Her eyes, large and dark, absorbed the data scrolling before her with meticulous focus. She was preparing herself for the most intriguing journey she had undertaken, the analysis of Earth's inhabitants. The craft was small and efficient, its purpose singular: to observe and study. Lonni's task was one of critical importance, gathering real-time data on human behavior. It was a task that stirred an odd excitement within her, though she showed no outward expression of it. The dwellers did not experience emotion in the way humans did, but they harbored an intense drive for knowledge, a hunger to understand the complexity of other species. As Lonni adjusted the settings on her data collection devices, she telepathically communicated with the rest of the crew. In an instant, their thoughts synchronized. "Are we ready?" she asked, though the question was more rhetorical than curious. Lonni was always precise in her work. "Nearly," came the response from Aris, their pilot. His posture was straight, poised as he stood at the controls of the Watcher. Aris's form rippled subtly, a sign of readiness. "Final trajectory calculations are complete. Will enter orbit within the hour." Mira, the biologist, sat in a low chair across from Lonni. Her fingers tapped against her armrest, a rare physical movement for a dweller, but it was a habit she had picked up during their long journey through space. "I've always wondered," she projected with a curious tilt to her head, "what it would feel like to truly interact with a species so attached to their senses. Sight, taste, sound, they are slaves to the physical world." A ripple of agreement passed through the group, though none responded openly. Instead, Voron, the team's specialist in human technology, injected a note of humor into the mental conversation. "Let's hope this time we don't confuse their fiction for reality. Remember the early days? We almost believed their transmissions of giant metal men and space wars." The memory floated through the minds of the group, drawing a collective chuckle, a sensation more felt than heard, like a gentle reverberation in the mind. The early days of intercepting Earth's radio signals had been a strange time. The dwellers, unfamiliar with the concept of fiction, had taken every broadcast at face value, much to their later embarrassment. Now they were far more discerning, able to filter through the vast swaths of human imagination and find the truth hidden beneath. "It was the program with the talking vehicle," Kala chimed in, her tone light, a rare levity for her. "For a moment, I genuinely thought that humans had achieved sentient machines." "Well, they might still surprise us," Aris added, though his focus remained on guiding the craft. Lonni's thoughts, however, were on the mission ahead. Earth. The planet they had studied from afar for centuries, now close enough to touch, to understand in ways the dwellers had never experienced before. She had spent cycles preparing for this, sorting through vast amounts of human data, images, broadcasts, and written language, to get a sense of their subject. But there was something about humans that defied mere data. Despite their seemingly chaotic nature, their propensity for creativity, and their constant need for emotional expression, Lonni felt a fascination with them. The dwellers, in their perfection, had long since moved beyond the need for such things. Art, music, creativity, it had no place in their lives. Yet here they were, traveling to a world where such things were the very core of existence. As the team approached Earth, they watched it grow larger on the viewscreen. A planet of blue and green streaked with white clouds, it was vibrant in a way Cosmo was not. The dwellers' home had long since lost its atmosphere, its surface devoid of life, but here, life thrived in chaotic abundance. "Begin selection of observation subjects," Lonni instructed, her posture rigid as she focused on the screen. The crew's collective thoughts moved in unison, filtering through millions of potential candidates. Lonni scanned through the data. She could see the lives of humans unfold in streams of information: births, deaths, movements, conversations. It was all there, laid bare for analysis. Her task was to find the ones who would offer the most insight. And then she found her. Stacy Sims, Lonni projected, her voice calm, decisive. The image of a young woman appeared on the screen. Stacy was in her studio, surrounded by half-finished paintings, her fingers stained with the vibrant colors of her art. She was expressive, every brushstroke an extension of her emotions, every movement purposeful yet erratic. Lonni could see it, the raw energy that flowed through this woman. An artist. A creator. Someone who lived outside the structured confines of logic and data. The dwellers had no concept of art, no understanding of creation for creation's sake. Yet here was Stacy, a human who embodied everything the dwellers could not grasp. For that reason alone, she intrigued Lonni. "She will be our first subject," Lonni declared, her voice cutting through the thoughts of the others. "I will begin observations immediately." As Lonni settled into her pod, preparing to interface directly with the sensory equipment, she couldn't help but wonder what it would be like to witness the world through Stacy's eyes. To see what drove her, to understand the strange force humans called inspiration. The journey had begun, and for the first time in many cycles, Lonni felt something akin to anticipation.